How's it going, guys? I'm Thermite917 and welcome to the first installment of the series where I give you an in-depth look at the realistic racetracks that I've made inside Grand Theft Auto V's Creator Mode. I'll go over the track's configuration, how I built it, and most importantly, how to drive it. I've put a lot of work into these tracks and I want to share them with you in the hopes that you'll enjoy them just as much as I do. Today, I'm at Dusty Oaks Raceway. Let's check it out. Located in Sandy Shores, just south of the Alamo Sea, this flat 1.47 mile 11-turn circuit was completed in April of this year, and it is the first one that I ever published. It's not a very difficult track to navigate, but it definitely takes some skill to get a fast lap as there's not much room for error. Some of the action spots or key areas include Turn 1 or Jeb's Yard, the Sheriff Chicane, and the Oak Tree Hairpin. I'll get to all that in just a minute, but first let me give you a little background on the circuit. Dusty Oaks Raceway actually developed out of the tutorial for the creator. It just kind of threw me into this area and I thought, well, since I'm here, I'll try to make something happen. The layout came together fairly easily. I used the existing roads in the area, and even though the track consists mostly of 90-degree corners, it has a pretty good flow. However, like I said, the area is very flat, so I wanted to make sure it still had enough personality to keep it interesting. I also wanted to play off the worn-down theme of Sandy Shores and make it seem almost like an abandoned test track. I made it a stunt track so I could use the walls, and there are plenty of them, but there's nothing fancy like sponsor boards and stuff like that. The props are more for practical purposes than for looks, but I tell ya, there's more than meets the eye. With that being said, let's take a lap around Dusty Oaks Raceway. I recommend the Super Class for this track. There are a lot of fast areas that really let you take advantage of the speed of the cars, but you also need good handling for the tighter sections. Turn 1 is a two-part corner, with the second part being blind. You want to get low for the first part, drift up just a little bit, get on the brakes hard while looking for the second apex. Very easy to miss, and if you do miss it, you could end up in who we can only assume is Jeb's Yard. Frickin' front yard.
Fucking wall.
Heading down to Turn 2, there's a slight kink in the road, no big deal. And you can cut this corner a little bit, and you can also drift up, but just don't clip the end of the wall. Then we go past the Sheriff's Department and into the Sheriff Chicane. It's not the tightest chicane in the world. You can clip the curbs a little bit, but not too much, or you can really lose your rhythm, as you can see right here. Oh, I'm all over those curves.
Oh!
Going into Turn 5, it's fairly simple. Just don't clip the inside wall. Then get as close to the outside wall as possible and head down into Marina Mischief. As the name suggests, this corner can be a real pain in the ass because it's very deceiving. You can overshoot it, and then the runoff funnels down and you can find yourself in big trouble. Then you have a fairly long straightaway down Marina Drive into Turn 7. Don't go too wide on the exit here because you have to get set up for Turn 8. If you hit that correctly, you'll get a big arc into the Oak Tree Hairpin, the slowest corner on the track, but you really have to keep that momentum going. Here's a good example. The yellow car has the better angle, can cross over and sweep right under him, and he gets out of here.
Good momentum onto this.
Now we're on to the longest straightaway of the track, named after the road that we're on. There's a slight bend in the road right here. That's Turn 10. And if you get through that hairpin well, you can get a big run down here, make some really bold moves.
Oh, shoot.
Then it's a game of chicken to the final corner. You have to get on the brakes hard because you're going so fast. I like to brake around the 10 marker there. Cut it a good bit, don't hit the tires. There's just always a lot of action in this corner. And of course that can create some pretty dramatic finishes.
Good.
As I come back to the line, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy racing at Dusty Oaks Raceway. See you next time.